Oh, hello.
Good to be back on
Yeah.
Feel Good Friday.
Look, you know what? This is an amazing effort that's happening in community, and you guys are being very intentional about how you guys want to bring this information out to community, how you're engaging with businesses. Tell us about this next round
Oh
of
my goodness.
Elevate.
Well, I am just really delighted to have one of my planning team members here for the Elevate Direct Impact Dollars initiative. And yes, it is so good to be able to do round two, which is part of the design of the initiative, that we would go out to community, have them have an opportunity to contribute to a pot. Those who contributed get to decide what Black businesses get, the what we call repayable awards. We did cycle one, 2019, 2020. 6 businesses were blessed. They all endured through COVID. They're still here today. The dollars are for growth, not just for covering costs. And so we took a break last year. Now we're back with cycle 2, 12 businesses this time instead of 6. And that same model, it worked.
It works
perfectly. So we're so excited.
You know, this is really, really exciting for me because I've been dealing with some other initiatives around circular economy, and you guys are doing it. You guys are literally.
Oh, is that what it's
doing
called?
It
Okay.
literally is. It's where people can invest in something. They're investing in certain businesses. There's a recurring model that allows for that money to continue.
Yes.
Circular economy also really is specific about the businesses that it's investing in, because the idea is to really create zero waste economies. And so it's like, okay, the waste from this business goes into this one, whatever they produce goes into this one, and it goes into this one. So that's another element to circular economy. Edward, I'm excited to have you here, as Debrena is too, because you bring your own unique nature to this initiative. Tell us more about what you're bringing to Elevate Direct Impact Dollars initiative.
I mean, overall, I've had a chance to work with Debrena on multiple things in her projects. And so we actually partnered recently. We have a business partnership where we actually already started helping small businesses in business training. And so we just got done with our first round of that. We had a contract through a Central Area Collaborative. And because of that, we formed even a stronger bond as far as what we can do for the community and the businesses. And so bringing me on board, for me, it's an honor because I got a chance to see who's already on the team. And I'm a team type of person. So having an opportunity to work with people that have already been doing it for a long time, have great success in it. I come from a background where I've also contributed to the community on a lot of different areas, from board membership to raising dollars and things of that nature. So also having a small business myself, I think I bring the full round of experience. Plus I have an MBA in finance and come from an IT background. So between that and marketing, I think we partner up really well with the folks already on the team. And so I just kind of add my flavor to it and just kind of keep it pushing with what they already have started.
Yeah. I mean, this is really it takes this kind of collaborative team to make things like this happen. And when everybody can bring their brilliance into this pot and say, this is how we're going to make our mark. We're doing this. But you guys are also really, what I love about this, you're creating a model for other communities to understand and to follow. How does that inflict what you guys are doing? Because this is something that's pioneering. It is really trailblazing.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so cool about it. And we just needed someone to galvanize, because every community member that we went to was a yes. No resistance, no problem, because myself and the 3 awesome gentlemen that are serving with me on the planning team, Edward Nubens, Curtis Calhoun, and Devin Stubblefield, also have high integrity, excellent goodwill and reputation in the community. There was no hesitation at all with people writing their $350 check. That was the increment. 50 families, businesses, and individuals. Here you go. And so other communities, as you said, can replicate it. It's not that complex. We were able to partner with a Black-owned fiscal agent, 501c3, so that contribution is tax exempt, and they will send you your statement. And they also manage the repayment, automatic repayment every month. It was not a burden on those businesses because they were in a training workshop we did to support them in knowing how to leverage the dollars to actually create growth. So it was not a burden. It was not an extra bill. And they understood that repayment was going back to a pot that would allow it to go on and become a legacy project. So it was just a beautiful model. And I would love to see other communities replicate it. It's not complicated. We like simple, but powerful. We don't like red tape. And so there's still some time because March 11th is the deadline for this year's Direct Impact Dollars Initiative. So it's really exciting.
No, it really is exciting. And every time I get a chance, first of all, every time I get a chance to talk to Debrena, do you see this dress? I mean, Salman, do you see this beauty right here? Okay. I'm just saying, always coming with it. But impact is there in the name for a reason. And Edward, I want to talk to you about that specific idea that you have impact in the name here. And now you're moving from 6 businesses to 12, already scaling it up. Tell us about that.
Well, like I said before, this is something that Debrena already started. So me coming into it, I understand the impact of what it is for our community. I come from the community also. And so part of the reason for me going to business school actually was looking at, I grew up in 22nd yesterday when I moved from Spokane in the 80s, in the crack era and the gangs. So I saw that we had a lot of excellence in our community, but also saw there was a lot of need. So having something like what Debrena already started with the impact dollars coming from our own community, it means a lot, that we actually are investing in our own community. We do need help from other people, but we need to start with ourselves first. And to see us doing that ourselves, it kind of breaks the stereotype of, Black folks can't work together. Businesses can't do this and that. We don't believe that. We've seen that with our own training, and I've seen that in my own personal experience, and also Debrena has too. So just having that impact and also in the name is just one of those things where it's great marketing, but it also has a lot of meaning behind it. So it's a lot of substance there.
A lot of substance indeed. And I'm reminded of some of the ancient ways our people used to do this. I mean, you're talking about susus, you're talking about ways that people were like, look, we're all putting into a pot. We're going to go ahead and invest here. Okay, we're all putting into a pot. Now we're investing here. That's how so much of, the first civilizations and community was really built up. And you guys are really gleaning from that and bringing it into 2022 and beyond. I mean, this is something that it really resonates with me, because I think the more we understand that we're not waiting for somebody to hand us anything,
and don't need to wait.
We don't need to wait. We can actually do this in our own communities. We can empower each other. And really, you two are two powerful people already that have your own legacies that you guys have built. But you guys said, you know what? I can't just do this for me. I got to do this for community. I want to talk to you about the relationships it takes to make something like this happen. You're talking about the amazing people on the planning team, but also being connected to these businesses. How does that resonate with you as an entrepreneur, for both of you guys, and really building up your own networks with all these new businesses you guys are bringing to bear?
Yeah. Well, back to your first point about how impactful it is to the community. That's one of the reasons we have had a community celebration to award, the big foam checks to the 6 business owners, and where you could feel good that my dollars contributed to what that check represents, so that there's that collective celebration. And we did this together as a village, because that is our model as Black people. And I'm 3rd generation entrepreneur. My brother and sister both have their own businesses. My brother owns the largest Black-owned comedy club, as we've confirmed now in the country. Wow. My sister is about to be on TV with some of her programming. All of our children have their own businesses. So I've seen the power of enterprise and how it can revitalize a community, what it makes available. I just had a call this morning from Life Enrichment Group, one of the Black-owned nonprofits. Also, the owner is my mentee. And she had someone call because they're doing their fundraiser. Well, if I have a business that's succeeding, I can say, what are the giving levels? Great. I'll be a sponsor. Put me down. Real dollars. Where do you want my check sent? Because my business is allowing that to be possible. So I like that kind of pay it forward, pour into each other. And enterprise is my passion.
Well, Edward, I mean, this is probably really resonating with you as well. When you talk about, MBA and finance, I mean, you're really taking the knowledge you learned in those kinds of programs to now be very, integral in the community.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a full circle situation. I was raised by my mom. She was a single mother raising 2 kids, and it's really full circle for us because my sister is also a lawyer. She just graduated law school during the pandemic. And so to see ours be part of this community, go through all the programs, YMCA Boys and Girls, because we came through all the social programs, to this point now where I get to have, the direct impact into our community is in being able to partner with Debrena. I tell people all the time, I get to get stronger when I do, because I got to show up. Because Debrena's been doing it for a while, and I tell her this all the time. Like, I don't Google people, but I actually Googled her, and I'm like, oh my goodness! Like, she does all this stuff, and she has this long resume of really bringing it all the time. And so I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing sports, and it's one of those things where you don't want to let your team down. You want to, you got to be stronger. You got to practice when nobody's paying attention. You still got to do your work. And I see a lot of people in our community doing this, being here, watching you guys. I'm thinking about, oh yeah, you're talking about the Amazon event. I did that event the first time they had the event. So we probably know each other through that, didn't realize it. And now we're back full circle in the studio, and watching Amari do his thing and also Kun do his thing. I just kind of amazed that we all come from the same community, and now we're all bridging that gap and helping the next generation. So
yeah,
it's fun.
You know what? It is beyond, because it is so necessary in our community. I just can't thank you guys enough for continuing these rounds of dollars. And, I'll tap in, because I'm like, hey, this is amazing family to be engaged with. I love that we can showcase it right here on Feel Good Friday. Yeah. Look right there in that camera. Make sure people know how to apply and make sure that they're on board right there.
Well, hopefully they'll have the link.
Yeah.
There's an application for you to fill out. There are some criteria: been in business at least 2 full years, registered with the state of Washington, African-American owned business, and the amount of the repayable awards is $2,750 per business, 12 awardees. The deadline is March 11th. So hit that link. The application is not complicated, but you do need to fill out every single answer to have your application considered. So we hope to see your business's application.
Amazing. Debrena and Edward, thank you guys both so much for bringing some amazing feel-good energy to this Feel Good Friday.
We love
Appreciate
you,
it.
Trey.
Love you. Love you.